తప్పులెరింగియున్నేను దురితంబులు చేసితినంటి నీవు మాయప్పవు కావుమంటి ఇక నన్నులకుందురంటనంటి
जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम
श्री
నా తప్పులకెల్లనివే గతి దాశరథి నా తప్పులకెల్లనివే గతి దాశరథి కరుణాపయోనిధి దాశరథి కరుణాపయోనిధి श्रीराम जय राम जय जय राम श्रीराम जय राम जय श्रीराम जय राम जय जय राम श्रीराम जय राम जय श्रीराम जय राम जय जय राम.
Today, before we go to the usual text, first we would like to share some thoughts given by one of the devotees through email about the workshop. Our body works entirely like a workshop, in a clockwork precision, each the right time. Each and every biomolecule exerting their action just in the right nano quantity and at the right time, making the physiological functions possible. When we lift a bucket of water, the neuromuscular coordination sends chemical signals into the muscle whereby the proteins of the muscle contract, making the physical action of lifting the bucket of water possible. So many things are going on silently, when the life force presides over it. Otherwise it is dead body. So God, the Almighty Lord of the universe, when He presides over it as the mysterious force, what a beautiful way in which every minutest action is carried out. Even before we feel hungry and say it to others, the cells of the body senses a deficit of chemical signal called ATP, the energy currency of the body, which the physiologic body considers as hunger. Similarly, when mind senses danger, the chemical adrenaline sends a fight or flight response by triggering a cascade of responses, amplifying the production of glucose, which will be required immediately for action. Tension building up. In good old days, when somebody gets a telegram, on those days, immediately the elders will run up to the latrine. Bubbles started moving. God conducts all bodily functions through these nano biomolecules in a systematic, precise way, which is universal to all life forms. Papa made me go through universal prayer in the right perspective of all. all. So she says, after attending again, she is a professor of
Is she a doctor?
Padmajava.
Oh.
So she has been in the teaching profession also, so she will be able to connect up. Probably previously she was not connecting it up. Now she must have been connected. Acha, one more important thing today. From the level of reflection, which many may feel interesting, many may feel a little dry. So in our satsang we will also combine the reflective portion as well as the devotional portion today. Today morning it was suggested by one of the devotees that we should hear the dialogue between Seshadri Swamigal and a devotee about Nama chanting. Seshadri Swamigal, many of you might know,
Shri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama 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 Shri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Shri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Shri Rama Jaya Rama Shri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Shri Rama Jaya Rama Shri Rama Jaya Rama.
Amale prior to Bhagavan's coming there, before 6 years of and Bhagavan came when Bhagavan Ramana came as a young boy and immersed himself in his sadhana, quite unaware of what is happening on his body, where there were boils, bruises, so many things. This Seshadri Swamigal was nursing him and taking care of him. He was a contemporary. Later on there was an ashram called Seshadri Ashram, Swamigal Ashram. Somehow this dialogue came out. It's very interesting. But very difficult for everybody to follow because individuality changes. Circumstances, the tapasya he has done. Suppose we hear it and we start doing it after 2 days, it will not be. But in what way is going to help us? Whatever time we do that Ram Nam, our faith, our attitude towards it might definitely undergo a change. Because he is not talking tall philosophy. A simple revelation from his own experience. But when we look at his background, it was easy for him to gain that position. For anybody whose mind and equipment has not been prepared for so many years like him, it might be difficult. But it is still worth hearing it. It is in Tamil. We will try to translate it in English. So both we will try. Because Papa has combined both. Chanting of God's name and reflection. Because he was addressing to the modern crowd. Now of all the people you are hearing, some may be able to do it on an intense way. But most of the people may not be able to do it on an intense way because of their various preoccupations which God has given them. Here it was exclusive. That point we should not lose sight of. But still, for our satsang, it will definitely help us as far as the efficacy of Ram Nam is imprinted in our heart. It gets more and more concretized. and the simple way in which he has presented. What will you get if you take up japa or sadhana? Somebody asked him. One person came and asked him. One day when a person saw Seshadri Swamigal at Tiruvannamalai chanting without break, asked him what is he doing? To which Swamigal replied that to get over the karmic wrangle, he was chanting the name of God. Karmam ഒഴിയ വേണ്ടു. He added that he had completed 1 lakh japa.
Like hour. Like hour.
Avartina?
ಅದು ಒಂದು ಬೇರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಓವರ್ ನೀವು
Something like pressure. No. What is the meaning of avarti? If we can say normally in Malayalam we say avarti means repetition.
So many lakhs will come up.
So many. So he must have come, but later on the word says, if you... He added that he had completed 1 lakh japa repetition. Okay, we can say. Repetition of 1 lakh, no? How many we don't know. We conclude. Still half a lakh is needed. When we keep on chanting, we can be free from karma. இன்னும் ஒரு அரை லட்சம் பண்ண வேண்டியிருக்கு. So half a lakh more have to be done. மந்திரம் சொல்லி கர்மாவே அழிக்கலாம். If we keep on chanting it, we will be able to reduce the karma. It will change the direction of our life. Mantra japa will purify the mind. All that is needed is the purification of the mind. Then whatever you desire or ask for, you will get it. The other man said, something amazing. If you repeat the same thing which is forwarded, will it bring all that is good and great? Same thing, repetition. This is not an empty formula. Gantagam.
Sulfur.
I don't think that's what they meant. Gantagam is one type of soil. But when it is treated as medicine, its use is changed. Like that, certain combination of words will effect changes within. We thought, while doing the pratishtha in every temple, there is a material called gandham, something like that. It will look exactly like a soil. To us it is no use, but for that particular purpose, it is a must. That is the one, as soon as the pratishtha is done, that is the one with which they will cover it. So probably, we don't know. Gandhagam means sulfur normally. When you keep on chanting, the mind will become one-pointed. Such a one-pointed mind gains immense power. Instead of doubting its efficacy, you start chanting the mantra. You don't know when your death will take place, how long you are going to live. Therefore, during the lifetime now, for getting clarity and purity of the mind, and to be blessed with all that is good and great, start the japa now itself. So the other man said, Seshadri, I am unable to chant the mantra even for 1 hour. Even during that period, the mind keeps on wandering. This is what since we feel. Panditan Avi. With a determined mind, sit and do the japa, which is called Vairagya. Whatever may be the hurdles, whatever may be the downpulling forces, at least we must begin to do japa for an hour. When it is done with Shraddha, 1 hour may not suffice. Then the hunger of the mind will increase. It will crave for 1 more hour. Mind itself will ask. Initially this arvam, this intensity may not be there. But with fixed resolve and determined mind, when we start, the intensity will increase. I want only this. Right from my 7th year, I have been doing 1 hour in the morning and 1 hour in the evening. Because of that, I never felt the need or importance for either maths or music or history or English or even for school education. When all desires are met with by japam, where is the necessity to go in for anything else? As the mind keeps on asking, I have been doing the japa. For my mind, the hunger is more. Craving is more for japa. However much it takes in, it does not feel satisfied. Mind is not content with any number of japa chanted. Now for 1 hour, now 12 hours. எத்தனை ஜபம் பண்ணாலும் மனசு பத்தலை. It won't suffice. 12 மணி நேரம் பண்றேன். I am doing it now 12 hours. What did I get from japa? He said, what I got is not important. I am not an object. What will I get, you ask? I will explain step by step. If you do 1 hour daily, mind will become calm, serene, anger will be tamed. If you do more, anger will go forever. If you do 2 hours each, in the morning and evening, you will start hearing the divine music in your ears. See, now I can interpret. அர்த்தம் உடம்பு இருக்குமேல உடம்பு இருக்குமேல இறகுமே இறகு போல் இறகு போல்னா
wing of the bird.
Wing of the bird.
So light.
The body will be felt as light as a wing. You will be free from disease. Whenever we eat, we will mindfully do that. The tongue will not crave for taste. What we take in will become less and less. But because of that, the inner strength will increase. Suppose you do 3 times in the morning. So 3 hours in the morning and 3 hours in the night. So 2 hours, these are 1 hour, it will be calm, quiet, anger will go slowly. And if you do 2 hours means the intake will become less, it will be 1 point, but the inner strength will increase. We will not feel tired. And suppose we step it up to 3 hours each in the morning and evening. The mind, the body will itself reflect with the tejas. Whatever we say, it will be fulfilled. Harikum. Suppose you do 8 hours. The difference between you and the mantram will go. Nee vere, mantram vere. Nee mantrama maru. You yourself will become the doer. That means the doer will not be there. The sense of doership will not be felt at all. That I am doing it, that will not be there. Becoming one with the mantra. Adakappuram nadakkuradella manam. Then afterwards whatever happens is only you are dancing in the bliss. Ecstatic dancing. Wherever you look, you will get only happiness, blissful. You won't feel the hunger. You won't crave for sleep. You will not even identify anybody. Mind will free itself and it becomes more and more closer to Him. After that itself will drag you. And when again intensify Nama, that will take you in. You will never be under your control, the small self-control. Totally, you are one with Him. Your surrender becomes total there. When you ask whatever at that level, you will get. You know what is the biggest happiness because of that? Whatever you need, Bhagavan will Himself provide you without your asking. Paathu Kurupa. Whatever you want. Whatever you utter, it becomes God's utterance. Whatever you do, it becomes God's deeds. 8 mani neram javathukku appuram enna? What happens to Java? He is not satisfied, no? Even what happens after 8 hours? We will feel that we have to do Nama throughout the time, throughout the waking time. 8 will become 24 hours. It becomes more intense then. Finally, very important. This we should not lose sight of. This is not something which we have to learn. Mantrajapam என்பது கற்றுக்கொள்வதில்லை. It should come from within.
Automatically.
Bhagavan's grace should come. It is not that, I will do this 1 hour, I will get this 2 hours, get this. No.
I have told you, you are doing it. Not so.
It should become spontaneous from within. Puja means it is not, that is a difference. Beautifully has explained that. Normally we say somebody teaches us how to do puja, and we do puja. That is not puja. It should come from within. Puja என்பது சொல்லி தந்ததல்ல. உள்ளிலிருந்து பீரிட வேண்டும். It should.
Force will come out.
It should come with all force, with all sincerity. Force means with all bhava, with all bhakti. comes out, and then you become one with it. You actually intoxicated, no? God, Papa used to say that. Inebriated with, intoxicated with, Mayangi Sharidal, and you become one with that. சடங்காக செய்கிற போதும் எதிர்பார்த்து உட்கார்ந்த போதும் செய்கிற விஷயத்தின் வீரியம் குறைகிறது. When we do it as a ritual, when we do expect anything, it loses its power. Just like our breathing is natural, சுவாசம் போல் இயல்பாக மாறிய செயல்தான் உன்னை நிலைக்கு அழைத்து செல்கிறது. It should be exactly like breathing. Even without my doing, even without the feeling that I am doing it, it becomes so natural. Then only I will reach the stage. Ram, Ram, Ram. படித்ததில் பிடித்ததை பகிர்வோம். பாட்டு சாஸ்திரம். So here, of course, his background, our background is different. But one thing we learn is that it has got the potency. It is revealed by a person who has undergone this. Maybe his condition and our condition is different. Maybe it is different. His vairagya, his tapasya, his withdrawal from all other fields, his exclusiveness, totally different. But still, when he talks about Nama, because Nama is we are all lovers of Nama. Suppose we keep on reading this, a samskar will definitely, in a subtlest form, it will slowly develop. And a stage will definitely come that it becomes natural for us. So let us not simply say that it's possible only for them. Why did they reveal? Why did Papa write all these things? Because he has combined both the reflective as well as the devotional aspects. To him, both were necessary. It was not merely chanting. It was not merely reflection. It was both. Chanting is to remember him, to effectively remember and ensure that the mind does not go anywhere. Reflection is necessary.
Shri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama. 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 Jaya Rama.
Again we remind ourselves of Papa's words. I find my God in fields, hills, dales, workshop, school, office and marketplace, in plains and forests, in the grazing herd of cows, in home, hospital and in power plants, in huts and palaces, in halls of assemblies, in temples, churches and mosques, in solitudes and caves, in graveyards and cremation grounds. I see him in the sky above, the earth below, in the waters of the lakes and the oceans vast, in the slow and swift running streams, in trains, in cars, in aeroplanes, as well in gentle moving bullock carts. I behold him, awake, asleep, dreaming, in birth, in life, in death. I find him at all times, in all places, in all states. My God is everywhere and everything. He alone is, there is none but He. When we look at the field, we can take it that Papa would have meant the agricultural field. Any field is a field, Suppose we concentrate on the agricultural field. What is God teaching us through that field? God is the great provider and He is the supporter. Similarly, His manifestation as the field is the base or substratum for all food items and other agricultural produce, including grains, pulses, vegetables, etc., 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 without which no human being can exist. In Bhagavad Gita, there is a shloka, Annat bhavati bhutani, Parjanyat anya sambhavaha, Yajnat bhavati parjanyo, Yajna karma samudbhava. All living beings subsist on food, and food is produced by rains. Rains come from the performance of sacrifice. Sacrifice is produced by the performance of prescribed duties. Here Lord Krishna is explaining about the cycle of nature. So food is the one, Annat Bhavati. We all can exist only at least 99.999% people can exist only with food. Very few may be there. We don't say. Very negligible. Otherwise you need, whether it is 3 times, 2 times, 1 time, little, moderate, more. We still need something for our body to sustain. So that comes from the field. God is micro as well as macro. Field is macro, but millions of tiny organisms are the micro to convert manure, water, etc. into plant food. There are various cultural operations, that have to be done for growing. In the case of paddy, you might know that first we till the soil and then we put the green manure, cattle manure, then allow the water to get logged there, and after a few 3 or 4 days again the ploughing will take place, by which the entire thing is integrated into the soil. Then the microorganisms start working, everything is made ready now. Then you sow the seed. In 15-20 days it sprouts on this background. the same conducive atmosphere is provided for the rest of the field. And here the transplanting takes place. Remove from this and then do the transplanting. By the time it has developed roots, and when the root developed seedling is transplanted, 99.99% they become alive. Normally, something may go back. It is not like that. Because the soil has already done the necessary preparation. Just imagine, what do we do? God in the microform. Just like, we were told how when we feel hunger, what all happens in the body. When you lift a bucket full of water, what all nano operations are going on. Similarly, God is initiating a series of nano actions there. Think about it. When Papa said reflect everything, He is there in the form of field. Whenever we travel on both sides, whenever we look at it, there will be some sort of field will be there. Either it will be a paddy field or an arecanut field or a coconut field grove or a rubber plantation or a coffee plantation. Anything will be there. Or pulses growing. When we go to Karnataka, Maharashtra, we stop the vehicle and ask them what the details they will give. Vast, expansive. And what a sight to see that. God smiling through those agricultural crops. Every creation needs its own approach to realize God, is it not? He has given us a freedom to forget about Him, to ignore Him, even to deny Him. But unless there is a urge in me, I cannot go near Him. Urge also ultimately has to give, but the urge will come from the individual level. Similarly, all fields may not be suitable for all types of crops. All fields cannot produce the same item. Instead of the earth, it should be conducive. If coffee is to be planted here, it will not grow. It needs certain altitudes. For plantation crops, it needs certain altitude. Tea, coffee, rubber, cardamom. For fields to have wheat or paddy or pulses, everywhere it will not. So many, God has put so many conditions. He is available to them for this particular crop. Just like this soil is available to them for a particular crop. For a particular person, this method is okay. For another person, the other method may be okay. Just think. So through fields, God reminds us that various methods are to be employed for different crops because each and every crop is unique. God is teaching us just like we cannot make our efforts for success as granted, field also depends upon various other factors for its successful deliverance. We do everything. We have done the planning, we have done the execution, we have done this, we have done that, we have done this, we have done that. Still an unknown factor decides, God decides.
Storm comes.
Yesterday suddenly there was a storm in South Kerala. Damaged terribly. even a big temple called Vaika Mahadeva Kshetra. You all know when the cloudburst took place, what happened to Kedarnath temple. Now we know a tiny little unknown factor called Corona, how it is making everybody dance to its tune. Unknown factor. So he is a creator, protector, destroyer. If crop has beautifully come, at one stem, one pest attack, finished, the whole thing goes. Whole thing goes. All your investment will be. Recently when we were in Mysore, we went to a farm. That agriculturist, he is a very, very progressive man. He wanted to do scientific farming and elaborately has done. But when we saw his tomato garden, very nice to look at for us. Hundreds and thousands of tomatoes are thrown out. We asked him what happened. He said pest attack. So many lakhs he has taken loan from the bank. They will also come and verify. But it's all thrown out. So anything can happen. God is teaching us, yes, through the field. Just because you do this, you do that, you do this, you do that, you will... no.
I know that is
Everything. So that is why normally a farmer is always will be, in a devotional mood. He will always say, we have done our best, God has to give us. By God's grace, I got this much. A true agriculturist will never arrogate because he knows his limitation. Anything can go bad at any time. You apply the same fertilizer. You have borrowed money for the applier, and then you find the crop is the same. And then when you find out, you find the soil has become acidic. So it cannot convert the fertilizer into a plant food and then pass it on to the plant. So many such mechanisms God has put. Every time we have to go on reflecting, contemplating, praying to Him to show us some way. Just like this pandemic, we were all closely associated with coffee plantation also. About 35 years back. Just like this pandemic, one pest attack was there. It gets spread everywhere. So a polydol pesticide. Many people resorted to spraying that to contain the damage. But as far as you are concerned, you may get some crop. But the crop will have this polydol, Ultimately, it will be used by a consumer. Many people realized and many people did not do that. Suddenly, you are getting nearly 1 ton an acre. That's supposed to be the bumper crop. And suddenly you get 100 kilos, 200 kilos. And your inputs and your expenditure is same. But income is less. So every time, God is keeping us on toes in agriculturist. Don't take everything as granted. If you become humble, I will try to help you.
తప్పులెరింగియున్నేను దురితంబులు చేసితినంటి నీవు మాయప్పవు కావుమంటి ఇక నన్నులకుందురంటనంటి